Hello guys, today we are going to see Unit 4 in Foundation of Sociology and Cultural Anthropology. The topic Hindu Social Organization. There are 4 social organizations in Hindu culture: Ashramas, Varnas, Kurshetras, Dharma and Karma. Firstly, it is very well known that Hinduism is more a way of life than a religion. For understanding Hinduism, one must understand the characteristic way of life of the Hindus. Let us try now to study how the main fields of human life are ordered and organized according to the traditional Hindu concepts. Firstly, we are now going to see about Purusharthas. The concept of Purusharthas is the fundamental principle of Indian social ethics. The word Purusharthas implies life purpose. According to this concept, the aim of every person is to attain 4 noble aims. And the 4 noble aims are Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. And this is the main concepts which Purusharthas is meant of. That is, their belief is every person aim is to attain these 4 noble aims, that is Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. What does this Purusharthas saying about Dharma? Dharma is nothing but it is the principle of righteousness, okay? It is the supreme principle of life. It is the major end in human life. The word is derived from the Sanskrit root dri, that means to hold together. As if Dr. S. Radhakrishnan's point, every form of life, every groups of men has its dharma, which is the law of its being. Dharma is conformity with the truth of thing. Adharma is opposition to it. That is what Mr. Radhakrishna is pointing out. Dharma is nothing but it is the supreme principle of life. It is the major end of human life according to Purusharthas. The Sanskrit word dharma should not be equated with the English word religion. Religion basically indicates the system and the particular way of worship. Dharma is the living experience. Religion, the Sanskrit word is meaning about Dharma is religion. But what others are saying means religion is the particular way of worshipping, whereas Dharma is the experience of life, how we have been living. That is what Dharma is saying. There are some of the kinds of Dharma. First one is Samanya Dharma. What is Samanya Dharma? It is nothing but it consists of general rules and duties which are almost universal in nature. That is, Samanya Dharma means, for example, non-violence, we should not steal, we should be truthful to others, some of the common senses, that is, these things will be denoted in Samanya Dharma. And secondly, Raja Dharma. What is Raja Dharma is saying? It is nothing but the duties and responsibilities of the king. not only the king, every human being should not neglect or should not get out of their own duties and responsibilities. That is what Raja Dharma is saying. And thirdly, Sri Dharma. Sri Dharma, what it is meaning means, it concerned with the duties and responsibility and character of the woman. That is what it is meaning of Sri Dharma. And Dampatya Dharma, it is nothing but the duties of husband and wife towards each other, their truthfulness and their understanding towards their family, children, and within the larger society. That is what these are the things that meant in Dampatya Dharma. And fifth one is Varna Dharma. What is Varna Dharma is meaning of? It is nothing but duties of different Varnas. We will be seeing about Varnas in coming subject. Actually, Varnas is what Varnas is saying means Varnas is meant of 4 different characters. That is Brahmins, Kshatriyans, Vaishyas and Sutrans. This Varna Dharma is saying that the duties of different Varnas should be followed perfectly. That is what this Varna Dharma is saying of. And last, sixth one, Ashrama Dharma. This refers to the rules relating to different stages in the life of a man, such as Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasa. These are the different life stages of human being according to this Hindu organizational. So what this Ashrama Dharma is saying is rules relating to different stages or ashramas of human life should be carried perfectly, such as Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasa. And with that, the first Dharma is over. Then secondly, Artha. In Kurukshetra there are 4 things. First one is Dharma, second one is Artha, third one is Kama, and fourth one is Moksha. We had seen Dharma, now secondly we are moving to Artha. What does Artha mean? The term Artha refers to worldly prosperity such as wealth and power. It acquires wealth by honest means. A man is unable to conduct his life as the material means of living are not available. Without Artha, no desire can be satisfied. The Hindu thinkers gave proper importance of wealth in social life. He says that wealth is the basis of human requirements and that social well-being depends ultimately on material prosperity. So, what does Artha mean? Every individual should carry out their life wealth properly, truthfully. That is what this Artha means of. The term Artha refers to worldly prosperity. Worldly prosperity, that is mean of உலகத்துக்கு அடுத்த காரியங்கள். The term Artha refers to worldly prosperity such as wealth and power. And third, Kama. It refers to the desire in man for enjoyment and satisfaction of the life of the senses. It refers to some of the innate desire and urges in man. This third one, Kama, is nothing but this is a kind of desire fulfillment of man which urges him, a kind of satisfaction. Kama doesn't mean only instinctive life. It involves sexual, emotional, anesthetic life as well. The healthy development of personality calls for the expression of emotion. Therefore, the Hindu thinker never regarded sex act as sinful. The Hindu thinkers never regarded the act as a sinful act. they have recognized is important as a basic human instinct which must be satisfied in proper time. That is what this comma is mean of saying. This is nothing but pleasure or desire. A certain pleasure should be get desired in the proper time. That is what karma is meaning of. And last, moksha. According to Hindu thinker, moksha is the ultimate aim. This is the last aim, and they think that this is the biggest aim. When the end of human action is salvation of the world, it is called as moksha. When the dharma becomes the absolute concept, it gets the name moksha. Moksha is nothing but after the death there will be some life, according to the belief of Hindu, there will be some life, that is, we will be living in moksha. There are certain ways, according to this Purusharthas, there are certain ways to attain moksha. Hinduism offers 4 ways to attain moksha. They are meditation, knowledge, devotion, correct action. The individual is free to choose the path that suits him. Every individual is free to choose the path, whether he wants to go to moksha or somewhere else, according to their choice that suits him. And second social organization of Hinduism is ashramas. First we see in the Purusharthas. Purusharthas having 4 different stages, that is dharma, kama, artha and moksha. And Purusharthas meant that how each of the human being should be there at each stage of life. That is what Purusharthas says. Dharma means the principle of righteousness, and secondly, artha means wealth, and third one, kama, pleasure or the certain desire, and finally, moksha, spiritual freedom or the liberation or anything, or so on. With that, Purusharthas have been finished, and second one is ashramas. The concept ashrama represents one of the well-established socio-religious institutions of ancient India. It denotes Hindu scheme of life according to which different stages in the life of individual are well ordered. That is, it is nothing but what actually ashramas is meaning of is each and every individual's life is being divided into 4 different stages. Or normal human being order life is being divided into 4 different stages, and also these stages represent how the human being should behave or should act in that particular stages. Actually, ashramas says the 4 different stages are: first one is brahmacharya sharma, grihashrama, vanaprastha and sannyashrama. These are the 4 different stages that ashramas is meaning of. What is brahmacharya ashrama? The first stage of ashrama is brahmacharya ashrama. This stage is meant for acquiring knowledge, developing discipline and molding character. This is what the first stage is meaning of. This stage starts with the initiation ceremony. The main purpose of this ceremony is to bring the individual nearer to the life purpose. This is also bring the certain individual to the teacher or the guru. It is nothing but the first stage where the human being have born and entering into the first stage. While they have been entering, there will be certain ceremony will be carried out. That is what Brahmacharya Ashrama meaning of. This Brahmacharya Ashrama, in this stage, it is being divided into 3 different parts. Brahmacharya Ashrama is a first stage of Ashrama. Now it is being divided into 3 different parts. And the first part is being of education in Gurukula. With this spiritual birth, his education career with teacher had been starting right now. The Brahmachari should suppose to go to his Guru who live in forest. He stays with him for study, serve him in a humble manner and make self-study. Here he reads book and engage himself in intellectual discussion with his Guru. He acquires the knowledge about the instruments, books, and those days weapons, and so on. And it is being practiced theoretically and practically. That is what the first part of Brahmacharya Ashrama says of. And secondly, development of personality and improvement of character. This is the second part of Brahmacharya Ashrama. This stage is useful for the development of personality. It is here the individual character is being molded and given shape. His behavior, thought, patterns, attitudes, feelings, and so on. These things will be channelized here and took the individual in a proper way and guided him in a proper way. Through this, he developed the strength of power and perception. This helps the learning process actually. These things have been going on with the help of the learning process. This stage transfer a raw human being into a good one, intellectual one, disciplined one, wise one, and responsible young man who is prepared in all way to meet the challenges of life. That is the second part of the Brahmacharya Ashrama. That is developing a personality and improve his character. That is what the second part is saying of. First part is nothing but it's educating an individual and make to know about everything. And second one is developing the individual character and personality. And finally, final part of this Brahmacharya Ashrama is receiving final instruction from Guru. After the end of these 2 stages, our final stage is receiving final instruction from Guru. After the end of this student career, the Brahmachari give a present to his teacher or Guru according to his own ability and returns home to lead the householder's life. After finishing all these things in the forest, the individual who came for the purpose of study, after finishing, he can able to give some kind of things according to his own ability to Guru, and after that he is free to leave from that place to start the household activity. Actually, the first stage normally extends from 10 to 12 years depending upon individual efficiency and interest. This is what the first stage of ashrama, that is Brahmacharya Ashrama. This Brahmacharya Ashrama divides into 3 different parts: being of education, beginning of education, and developing of personality and improvement of character, and last receiving final instruction from Guru. After the Brahmacharya ashram, after receiving final instruction, the second stage starts, that is Giriyashrama. Giriyashrama is the second stage. Giriyashrama is the second stage of the individual human being. The second stage is that the householder, as soon as he finished the third part, he is ready to do household works, and he is moving to the second part, that is Giriyashrama. In the second stage, householder, this stage is entered at marriage life, when student has completed his studentship and is now ready to take up the duties and responsibilities of household life. Here the individual in this stage, the individual get married, earn money and begets children. In this stage, the individual purpose, like artha means what? Wealth, and kama means pleasure, have been fulfilled within the limits of dharma, that is moral value, moral law. A householder should earn money by honest means and enjoy and distribute it in the proper manner. The person has to consider his wife from his real partner in life. He cannot do any religious ritual without her. That is what the second stage of human life, that is Grihastha whatever it is. What are some of the importance of this second stage of ashrama is, all the other ashrama exist because of the support given by this ashrama. A famous writer, Manu Smriti, he points out that all the streams and rivers flow because they need to rest in the ocean. In the same way, we human beings have been running and having a Brahmacharya Sharma and all other Sharmas to get rest in this Giriyashra Sharma, that is the household activities. That is the first important thing which is being mentioned here. All the other ashramas exist, they all are being here, all are being existing because of the support given by the Giriyashrama. And second, this stage helps the householder to perform the religious rites. It is also enables him to perform the basic duties of a married person. And the third important is, in this stage the individual fulfills his obligation towards the society, right? He earns money, protects its own family and never makes it a parasite on the society. He begets children and assures the continuation of the race. That is what the second ashrama is meant of, Giriyashrama. Now we seen two ashramas in the ashramas. Brahmacharya ashrama first one and Giriyashrama second one, and third Vanaprastha Sharma. What is this Vanaprastha Sharma? After discharging all duties and obligation as a householder, now the individual enter the Vanaprastha stage. It consists of a third quarter of man's life. In this phase, after retiring from the active life, the individual dedicates himself to a life of spiritual contemplation. Actually, after drinking fully from the cup of life, almost up to the age of 50, the individual has reached the stage of satisfaction, content and happiness. It is the time for him to hand over his responsibilities as well as his authority to the next generation, that is his own children. The inner call issues on him and give up all that is his own. In this Vanaprasada, the householder who has been existing so long will hand over all the things that has been existing so long for him to his own children or the next generation. He has the satisfaction of fulfilling all his family responsibilities and societal commitments. Hence, he is a retired man both in society and also in family. So he includes his life of worship and silence and meditation. So in this Vanaprasada, the individual life will be move on in these ways only. And the last ashrama is Sannyashrama. This is the last stage in the life of a person. This is the time for renunciation, that is the rebirth. A Vanaprasada becomes a sannyasi on the attainment of mental serenity. When he retires from the stage of Vanaprasada, his liberty to lay down all his responsibilities and commitments and becomes a wandering ascetic. That is what Vanaprasada actually says. The sannyasi gives up all the bondages and attachments of this world. He gives up his name, his clothes, leaves his race, family, and even his set. He puts on a saffron cloth, give up shelter in any form. He receives food through begging. He never stays at one place more than 3 days. He performs meditation and preaches dharma. Dharma means the moral value. Who? The sannyasi, the person who is going in this part, the sannyasa sharma. He performs meditation and preaches dharma. He gives himself up totally in the service of society, but does not belong to it. That is what the sannyasa sharma is meant of. In this stage, the individual, after leaving everything, that is belongings, all the belongings to them in Vanaprasada, the sannyasi will be staying in some place, but they won't be staying more than 3 days in one area. In this stage, the people thought that there is nothing in their hand except God. Their only thing is they will be preach dharma and performs meditation. That is what the sannyasa sharma is saying. Okay, and finally, let us see what are the importance of ashrama. We had seen ashrama and its types of 4 different types of ashrama. That is brahmacharya ashrama, giri ashrama, vanaprasada ashrama, sannyashrama. These are the 4 different stages of life according to the ashrama philosophy. Now, here some of the importance of ashrama. First one is socio-philosophical system. A noble socio-philosophical system. The theory of the ashrama system represents one of the great socio-philosophical doctrines of the early Indian thinkers. This theory relieves their attempt to understand the basic meaning of human life and its purpose, as they thought man's life is not a trivial affair. He has to live it very thoughtfully and carefully. The great seers of Indian society has give the guidelines for planning of man's life through the ashrama theory. It actually explains the journey of life. That is what the noble philosophical system says. This is the first importance. It explains the journey of life. And secondly, reveals the planning of individual's life. According to the ashrama theory, the life of individual is divided into 4 stages called ashramas. The span of life being 100 years, each stage consists of 25 years. These 4 stages in the life of an individual represents a kind of schooling and self-discipline. That is what is being reveals the plan of individual's life, the second importance. And the third importance, insistence on duties and discipline. The ashrama theory stresses the fulfillment of special duties assigned to the individual at each stage, and also on his obligations of a general nature. According to the Smritis, the ashrama a man may belong, he should practice the following 10 characteristic features of proper life of dharma. That is what the insistent duties and discipline. The third importance, that is, this ashrama is in insistence. This ashrama is insisting the duties and discipline, and not only and also responsibilities of every human being in their lifespan. And at last, interdependence of the society and the individual. The theory of ashrama does not give any scope for any conflict between the individual and the society. In the first stage, brahmacharya sharma, the society or the group rears, protects and gives the best of his heritage to the individual, the first stage itself. And at the second stage, grihastha sharma, the individual gives his best to its own group. He gives protection, supports and so on to their own groups. And the third stage is the neutral stage, in which the individual starts slowly his journey for self-search in the society. In the fourth stage, the individual retires from the group activities and seeks to realize the self. That is the fourth importance, that is interdependence of the society and the individual. We have been seeing how the interdependence had been carried out in all the 4 stages of human being in this ashrama, according to this ashrama. And with that, I like to conclude the topic, and just we can recall what we have been seeing today. That is, we had a discussion on Hindu social organization, and we focused 2 different organizations. That is, first one is Purushatras and second one is Ashramas. We had discussed what Purushatra says, what are the 4 stages in Purushatras, that is moksha, kama, artha, and sanya dharma. Dharma. These are the 4 stages in Purusharthas. And as if the second stage, the second social organization of Hinduism is ashramas. It consists of 4 different stages, and it refers each stages of man life. And with that, I like to conclude the topic. Thank you.